championship. Bloomington Jefferson against Duluth East. Jack Evans is with us. And Jack, when you attempt to stop Duluth East, you've got to start with the big guy, don't you?
Well, we start from there and work our way up. That's our number one concern as of right now.
What can you do to stop him? My guess is obviously try to keep the ball away from him, but doesn't it start on the other end of the floor?
We're going to try to apply some full court pressure, various types. Hopefully that'll do the job, but down here half court, we're going to have to try to have a man in front of Brad and behind him and do a good job of screening him off the boards.
And Brian did a great job yesterday. You've got to be concerned about him, too.
Well, yeah, that kind of complicates things a little bit more. You got one, but not two. That's a little bit tougher.
All right, Jack, good luck. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Jack Evans concerned he's got a terrible task up ahead of him, facing the only 7-footer in the tournament this year. He's also got to face, that of course being Brad Dudek. He also has to face twin brother Brian, who at 6'6", is the smaller brother of the two. They are both very, very dangerous, as Chaska found out yesterday. Jack Evans said it. They're going to have to put pressure up on the forecourt and try to pressure the guards and keep the ball out of the middle, away from the big guys. It'll be interesting to see how well they can do that, Tom.
Dick, one thing, unimpressive they are. Now, I guess I would have to question how getting to the state championship game becomes unimpressive.
Well, they made it look easy. They really did. They're methodical. They really don't impress you, but you look around and they're beating you.
Well, I think the key tonight is, up until tonight, we've seen Jefferson play a very determined, very patient offensive game. If they continue to play their game, not try and rush the shots, wait till they work the ball inside against the two Dudek twins, I think Jefferson can certainly stay with these through the entire game.
You know, just moments ago, Jefferson was out. They had just come onto the floor and they were taking some practice shots. Duluth East then came out of the locker room area, circled the entire court, and big Brad Dudek went right around where the Jefferson players were shooting, and he was looking down at them as if to say, "I'm here, guys." So the intimidation game started well before the tip-off.
Well, Jefferson is a very patient team, and I really don't think anytime you get to a state championship game you're going to intimidate anyone. Coach Jack Eves does an excellent job for Bloomington Jefferson, and I guess, Tom, I can go ahead and mention not only are they well coached, but I understand the Jefferson Jaguars are a very well managed team.
Well, my son Tommy is the manager, one of the managers of Jefferson. That really makes, I want to be honest with you, no difference to me whatsoever. I'm just thrilled to death they're in the tournament, and if anything, I hope that I'm not overly fair. I'm here doing a ball game, and I'm glad my son's a part of it. I'm glad that Duluth East is a part of it. And I couldn't care really less who wins the ball game. I think it's just great for these kids to be taking part in this event. And I'm excited. I am really up for this game.
I'll tell you, Tom, talking about that, if there's one thing that you really feel sorry for, so many of the high school students that play basketball throughout the state that never get a chance to participate in this kind of state tournament, because it really is, it's just super. One thing we should mention, Tom, in that third-place game, St. Cloud Tech will certainly get themselves in the record book. They set a new state tournament record, 10 from 10 from the free throw line for 100% shooting.
And that really helped them in the ball game despite the fact that they lost. Let's go down now to Dick Bramer.
We have Duluth East coach Irv St. John with us. And Irv, I can't help but ask this question. I know this is for the state championship, and mentally your guys have got to be prepared, but physically, are they feeling any effects at all from what happened yesterday? A terribly exhausting basketball game.
Well, it's hard to tell. You know, those big kids take a little time to recover from a hard game, more so than smaller kids, but we haven't said anything about it. We're just playing a real positive role and taking for granted that when you get in this ball game, hey, you got to be ready to go.
Takes a little while for coaches to recover, too. You were telling me you spent half the day in bed today?
I think so. I didn't sleep much last night, but this afternoon I tried to catch a nap.
Irv, good luck, and go down to your team and wish them all the best luck.
Appreciate it.
All right. Irv St. John said that he's had all kinds of problems forgetting about that basketball game yesterday, but they have to do it. This is the game that everybody wants to get to, the championship in Class AA, and I think we're going to have a whale of a ball game, like you said, Tom.
All right, Dick. Kenny, you have some cumulative stats on both of these ball clubs that may shed some light on what we possibly can expect.
Well, I think it's going to be a lot closer than a lot of people seem to think. So far in the tournament, Duluth East has only shot 47% from the field, which really is pretty interesting when you consider their size, and most of their game is an inside game, but they're still under 50%. Jefferson, on the other hand, utilizing both inside and outside shooting, has shot 53%. From the free throw line, both teams almost dead even. Duluth East 59%, Jefferson 56% from the line.
There's one figure to remember, however. They have Brad Dudek, who is 7 feet tall, and brother Brian, who is 6'6", and the tallest player on Jefferson is Steve Hill, who is 6'5". John Lynch is 6'3". Timmy Lynch is 6'4", and that's a long way. That's looking up at big trees.
You know, Tom, it really is. But again, interestingly, for the tournament rebounding, Duluth East has pulled down 74 rebounds, and Jefferson has pulled down 70 rebounds, so there doesn't seem to be that big a difference. I guess the Dudek twins are dominating, but yet not as much as they possibly could be so far in the tournament.
I think it adds up to drama. I think Jefferson's going to be in the ball game right to the very finish, and I think Duluth East really is very much aware of that not to take this team lightly. It's going to be a great ball game. Settle in wherever you are, relax, get comfortable, and we'll have all the action coming up in a few moments. This is the 1982 Minnesota State High School Boys Basketball Tournament. Back now at the St. Paul Civic Center, Tom Reither, Dick Bramer, the championship game moments away, and Duluth East now coming into the arena area, led by 7-footer Brad Dudek, who had 36 points. There you see some shots of the Jefferson group. Beautiful Civic Center here in downtown St. Paul.
Tom, I thought it was very interesting what Irv St. John said when I asked him about whether his team had physically recovered from yesterday's game. He came up with an interesting point. It's much harder on the taller guys. Jim Dutcher knows that, having coached Randy Brewer for 3 years. It's harder for them going back and forth. They just don't have as much stamina as the smaller guys. And, of course, Dudek had such a great game yesterday, 36 points. But he had to play a lot of offense and a lot of defense. And it'll be interesting to see how well he can recover physically.
Duluth East, 23-1. They lost only to Duluth Central by 5 points. Jefferson lost only to Burnsville by 2 points. So these teams know how to win. The officials, Roy Ward of St. Paul and John Leeser of St. Cloud. We're moments away from the playing of the national anthem and the introductions of the ball clubs. The arena filling up. They'll go well over 90,000, which will be the best attendance in over 3 years here at this tournament. Duluth East, coach Irv St. John in his 12th year. Jack Evans, I believe, in his 12th or 13th year. Jack won this championship in '76 with Steve Lingenfelder, who later went on to South Dakota State and did very, very well. I understand he's playing basketball in Italy now. Has grown to 6 feet 10. This is the 6th tournament for Duluth East. Now down to Julie Pearl.
The Duluth East Band, directed by Bill Torbenson, will lead us in the national anthem. Andy Anderson. Scott Supley. Mike Nelson. Dave Drummond. Kyle Anderson. Bob Rocker. Jim Foster. Jeff Winkle. Scott Rankovic. Bloomington Jefferson squad. Tom Derlin. Mike Johnson. John Van Eschen. Emery Carter. Tim Lynch. Scott Thompson. David Ebner. Chris West. Dan Niebar. Eric Lundgren. Now the starting lineups to be introduced alternately, starting with Duluth East at forward, number 40, Brian Dudek. Bloomington Jefferson at forward, number 43, John Lynch. At forward, 32, Tom Fleck. Forward, number 55, Mark Nelson. At center, number 52, Brad Dudek. Center, 35, Steve Hill. The guards, number 10, Paul Norlander. Number 11, David Kare. Guard, number 24, Dan Jaworski. Guard, number 33, Greg Montbriand.
We are ready to go. Fasten your seatbelts, everybody. The AA Championship. Winona Cotter, they've already won the A title by 2 points over Chisholm.
Tom, obviously, since Duluth East has the big height advantage, one of the keys for Bloomington Jefferson will be how well their big guys can rebound offensively and defensively. But I really think the key to the game for Bloomington Jefferson is at the guard spot, trying to pressure the ball all the way up the floor and keep Duluth East from setting up and looking for the big guy. Once they're set up, he's going to be awfully easy to find.
Jumping John Lynch, 6'3", 7-footer. And that was Dudek who got the tip. And Duluth East with the ball, and we're underway. They're looking inside, and that one is pulled out of there by Steve Hill. Steve is the tallest Jefferson player at 6'5". Greg Montbriand. Johnny Lynch, good fake. Up, got it. And Jefferson leads 2-0. John Lynch, you don't hear much about him. He is the best athlete Jefferson has. He's an all-around player. This is a team with not a lot of... Another steal now, that's Kingery.
That steal directly attributed to the fact that Jefferson pressured the ball up the floor very well.
That is their forte, Dick. I think you have the key to the game is pressure on the ball. There's no way that they can contend with their height, but you can pressure the ball. That's Hill. Brad Dudek high in the air. Into the front court, Norlander. They're looking inside. Well, they got it away. Steve Hill.
What a steal by Steve Hill.
Well, they're doing exactly as Coach Evans said. One in front, one in back. But what do you do with the other tall guy? Kingery. They're wanting to force Jefferson outside. They're used to that. They're smaller. They've been forced outside all year long. John Lynch. Turnaround jumper. In and out. Tip-in attempt. No good. Foul call on Nelson. Mark Nelson of Bloomington Jefferson.
Foul on Nelson. Nelson, 55.
The Jaguars average 61 points a game, give up 45. Duluth East, 68 points a game, they give up 43. Early going first quarter, Jefferson leads 2-0. They want to lob it inside, especially to Brad Dudek. There's a shot, no good by Jaworski, and Jefferson in the early stages rebounding well. Steve Hill again.
Keep your hands up!
Montbriand.
Hands up! That's it. Don't lean on anybody.
There you heard the warning. Keep your hands to home in the lane.
Shot Montbriand. Greg Montbriand.
Montbriand for it.
Jefferson doing a good job on the defensive boards. Duluth East has taken the ball down, gotten 2 shots. 1 shot each time down the floor. No offensive rebounds so far for East.
Quick pass into Brad Dudek. Not the kind of angle he wanted. And rebound by Nelson.
Again, 1 shot by East.
17-footer is no good. Pulled out of there by Brad Dudek. That was Kingery who fired it up. Jefferson leads 4-0. 5 minutes left, first quarter. Jefferson plays a 2-3 zone. Nelson's going to pick up his second foul. Nelson is 6'3".
Nelson, 55.
They're all seniors for Jefferson. Hill is a junior, all but Hill.
Tell you, Dave Kingery got caught up underneath it all around Dudek. That was a mismatch, 7 feet against 5'10".
Ball batted away. Dudek got it back and leveled Nelson in the process. He is awesome. He weighs 230 pounds.
And some fans are starting to throw some things on the court already.
4-2 Jefferson. I call them the surgeons. They just kind of pick away at you. Bang, Dudek. It's finesse against awesome power. Shot no good by Norlander. Jefferson hawking the boards rather well. Greg Montbriand. Kingery. Kingery, a pretty good pitcher. He'd like to pitch a few strikes tonight, I'm sure. Montbriand, way off the mark. Montbriand's got kind of a cross between a jump shot and a set. Pretty deadly little shot.
Jefferson, Jefferson dropping back into that zone. What a great tip in by Brian Dudek, and he didn't get it.
Boy, oh boy, Brad Dudek had a gift there, and he couldn't get it.
That's one thing Jefferson has to be careful for.
Bang! Nelson is fouled by Brian Dudek.
He'll see the foul here. Good pass to Nelson underneath. Nelson plants himself, fakes once, gets Dudek up in the air, and drew the foul.
Did you see that, Dick? Brad didn't even leave his feet. He just kind of reached up and knocked it down. That's one area where Jefferson is going to have to be very good, and that's at the free throw line. Nelson 0 for 2. He averages 9 a game. 4-2 Jefferson. 3:18 left, first quarter. Very low-scoring opening quarter. Nice play. Oh, Montbriand, the steal. John Lynch, good fake. Off to the right. Rebound by Brian Dudek. 4-2, Jefferson. Duluth East. Down the baseline. Shot up by Fleck.
22, Nelson in for Duluth East.
Time out on the floor with a score. Jefferson 4, Duluth East 2.
Time out.
Duluth East, Mike Nelson in for Paul Norlander. Dick, I understand you have some welcome home notes.
Yeah, the Aiken welcome home will be tomorrow at the school at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That's the Aiken welcome home tomorrow, 2 o'clock in the afternoon at the high school.
Winona Cotter, they will have their welcome at 2 o'clock tomorrow. Inbounding, Mike Nelson, who just checked into the lineup. Jump shot is good by Jaworski.
Jaworski scoring.
And we're tied at 4 here in the low-scoring, early going first quarter. We're about 2:20 left to go. Lynch. Steve Hill fakes, gets it up and in.
Hill scoring.
Hill averages 13 a game, has good body control. Two minutes left, first quarter. Duluth East. Jefferson trying to put 4 men in the lane. Driving down under, shot. It goes out of bounds, knocked off the hands of Brian Dudek.
25 is Timbley.
Jefferson will go the other way. Duluth East got to be tired from that triple overtime victory over Chaska yesterday. They do not do a lot of pressing. They drop back. All safe from going out of bounds. That's Montbrion. Fade away. It went in. They said he traveled. No basket. .136 left in a very low-scoring first quarter. Steele, Jefferson, Hill, Lynch. Look at that! That's Hill. Tim Lynch is the one who got the steal. Tim Lynch. Montbrion almost got called for a foul. That's Brad Dudek. Got it. 7-footer. Good body control. He has great power. 8-6 Jefferson. The surgeons are operating, at least in the early going. Inside, up and over.
Tim Lynch scoring.
Tim Lynch. Cross-court pass. Whoa, Dudek. He missed an easy shot, then got his own rebound. He can stand flat-footed and have his hand above the rim. 10-8, Jefferson. Lynch. Tries to force it through, saved it. Kingery. Steve Hill. Montbrion. And up in the air, Brian Dudek. They're really outletting it now. They're trying to defeat the press. Shot no good. Rebound Jefferson. And that's the end of the first quarter with a score. Jefferson 10, Duluth East 8. Dick, your thoughts on quarter number one?
Well, I thought Bloomington Jefferson did a very good job in the first 4 minutes of the quarter on the defensive boards, but in the second part of the first quarter, it seemed like they relaxed just a little bit. Gave Dudek a couple of, Brad and Brian, some second chances underneath there. That's the one thing that will really hurt them. They've got to clear out the defensive rebounds.
Jefferson on the tip. One thing, Jefferson is much, much quicker than Duluth East. Could be a balancing factor. Kingery all alone. Got it.
Tom, that shot was partially blocked.
Kingery only averages 1 point a game, so he's already 1 point ahead of his average. He got the steal. Dumps it off. Coming inside is Tim Lynch.
John Lynch scoring.
Or is it John? It's John Lynch. John is the senior brother. Tim is the younger brother, the junior. Tim, the younger one, is an inch taller. He's 6'4".
Good call underneath against Kingery.
Foul on David Kingery of Jefferson.
Kingery, number 11.
The Jaguars leading by 6. Underneath to the big guy, Brad Dudek.
He just muscled his way underneath there and got the ball, and that's something that Jefferson's going to have to watch out for, too. Inbounds plays underneath the Duluth East home basket.
Montbron looking for a screen. He fires it up and in. Montbron with 4. That press is putting some pressure on.
That should be a charge, and it is. Montbron really took it well, too. He got there a full step ahead of the ball.
Mike Nelson draws the foul. And as I said earlier, Jefferson coached by one of the great basketball minds, Jack Evans. Time out on the floor, the score. Jefferson 16, Duluth East 10. We have 6:45 remaining in the first half. Jefferson leading 16 to 10. All the marbles are on the table for Class AA. The championship of over 500, or rather total AA schools of over 200 schools. Montbron, Nelson who just checked back in. Jefferson seemingly not afraid to take some close-in shots, which kind of surprises me.
Although just a couple seconds ago, Montbron took the ball inside. In an ordinary game, he'd have taken the shot.
Nelson had an hour to shoot. Look at that. Getting position on the board, Steve Hill. He just cut right in there, got position. And Jefferson leads by 8. Hill was 6. Brian Dudek, up and in. He's powerful and quick.
Brian Dudek scoring.
First 2 points of the game for him. 18-12, Jefferson. Out on top. Montbron being guarded by the Giant. Underneath Nelson. It's hanging on the rim. Rebound, batted away. Pulled out of there by Duluth East. That is Mike Nelson. They are really sagging in that zone. Shot is a beauty by Jaworski. And that's one thing Jefferson can ill afford, and that's somebody for Duluth East getting hot from outside. Nelson. Montbron. Off the back rim, Big Brad with a rebound. Headed for Iowa State. I can see why Jim Dutcher would want him to go to Minnesota. That's Bryan. Off balance, fired it up and in. And it is a 2-point lead for the Jefferson Jaguars. Timeout on the floor with a score. Jefferson 18, Duluth East 16. Tom Ryther along with Dick Bramer back at the Civic Center. There you see a guy with a fancy chapeau.
Is that what that is?
It's either that or a hat. I don't figure it out. It's a tam.
Jefferson needs to get something going here. They squandered away an 8-point lead. It's now down to 2.
Cutting inside, John Lynch. And Brian Dudek got the rebound. John Lynch picks himself up off the floor, and they go the other way. Duluth East can tie it. Brad Dudek ties it. He's awesome.
They run off 8 straight points now.
And he has 10. John Lynch. Rebound, Brian Dudek. Jump shot is good. They're letting Jaworski have a ton of room out there, and he knows what to do with it. And Duluth East leading 20-18, their first lead of the ball game.
We're gonna celebrate.
big Brad Dudek. Bryan got the rebound, fired it up. John Lynch.
Tom Jefferson's press has been effective, but they only go into it after they've made a basket, and suddenly they've turned ice cold and can't set up the press.
Hill got it back. Almost got that one. Scramble. Duluth East storms into the front court. Foul on Kingry.
Number 33, Montemayor back in.
You'll see it on the replay here. There was a wild scramble prior to this.
Foul is on Von Eschen, number 15.
Von Eschen got the foul. Looked to me like Kingry might have gotten more of him. But John Von Eschen, who is all of 5'9" out there. At the line, Norlander. Short. Duluth East with a 2-point lead. We have 2:55 remaining in the first half. Up and got it. 3-point lead for Duluth East. Jefferson trailed Minneapolis North by 10 or 12 points in their game on the opening night of the tournament. Seemed like they were out of it, but they kept coming back and wound up winning it by 10 over a team that had not been beaten. The fake isn't working, and it adds up to traveling on Steve Hill.
You can't fake someone off their feet when they don't have to get off their feet to block your shot.
Right, they just stand there and hold up their hands, and that's a good point, Dick. They don't even have to try to jump.
East is on an 11-point run here.
Jaworski. Jefferson will go the other way. Kingry inbounds to Greg Montbrion. Right off the hands of their most sure-handed player, John Lynch. The press by Jefferson. Almost adds up to a turnover. There's a wild-looking shot, and it'll belong to Duluth. The Greyhounds, 23-1. And the Jaguars, 22-1.
Watch out for the inbounds pass again.
They're looking for the... They didn't get it. Looking for Brad. That's Brad. And that's 2 points. Duluth East now taking command. 2 minutes left in the half.
13 straight points for East.
Jefferson has grown cold. Shot no good. Belongs to Jefferson. They say Brad Dudek touched it. Brad disagrees. He's discussing it right now.
Tom, you mentioned they're stone cold, and that's exactly uncharacteristic of what got them into the tournament. They came into this game shooting over 50% as a team in the tournament.
That's Montbrion. Foul down under, away from the shot. And it is on Brad Dudek. Brad's mad now. He didn't like that call.
Irv St. John wasn't too pleased with it either.
The book on Brad is that he has a short fuse, and that's something that the coaches undoubtedly have told him. You know, hey, this is the championship. Hold your temper.
Jefferson is frustrated because they can't get anything inside and have been cold from the outside.
John Lynch is fouled.
Tom Fleck.
By Tommy Fleck. First on him.
Tom Fleck is number 32. He'll get him on a wrist. Lynch goes baseline, goes up for the shot. Right there.
John Lynch at the free throw line. Averages 14 a game. He has 4 points. He got it, and that breaks the Duluth East string.
That is a very important free throw.
Lynch had 18 against North and 11 against St. Cloud Tech. Got both of them. It is a 3-point Duluth East lead. Jefferson with not a very tight press on that one. Good defensive play by John Lynch. A minute 21 remaining in the first half.
Dudek's going baseline.
He powered his way in there, and ball went off his hands. 24 Jaworski is a key for Duluth East. If he can hit from outside, they could be devastating. That's Brian Dudek up over the head. Look at that.
I don't know how he knew where the basket was.
Brian Dudek scoring.
25-20 Duluth. We have 55 seconds remaining in the half. Kingery. John Lynch having a little trouble holding on to it. In and out, back in again.
John Lynch scoring.
25-22 now, East by 3. Jefferson hanging tough. Duluth East indicating they will go for the last shot of the half. Jefferson very much in this ball game. People have taken them lightly all year long, and that has added up to 22 wins. They have an 18-game winning streak. Now they move it. They want Dudek. That's Jaworski. No good. Dudek. Rebound. And a foul on Brian Dudek. His second. 1 second left in the half.
Brian Dudek, number 40.
1-1. That could be a big call as you look down the line. Could be a difference of 4 points. The other team is working on a last-second shot. Instead, they foul. And if the other team hits, at the line is Steve Hill. Free throw, no good. Pretty good arm there. And that's the end of a tough first half. With the score, Duluth East 25, Jefferson 22. We are back here at halftime. Duluth East leading 25-22. And I must admit, it is, as we thought, a close ball game. Let's go down to the floor and Dick Bramer.
Tom, I've got Earl Benson of the Bloomington Jefferson Pfeiffer.
The flag and rifle corps, Dick.
All right, okay. I've seen so many halftime routines here. They're starting to run together. Tell us a little bit about your group and what we're seeing here.
Well, the flag and rifle corps from Jefferson High School, 37 girls who worked hard all year to come over here tonight to do a show. Now, we had no idea we were going to be here for basketball. We were going to do this last April. And all of a sudden we find ourselves with a basketball team here and a band here and a flag corps here. So it's rather exciting for us.
You didn't find out until the basketball team advanced, or what?
No, we knew we were going to be here last summer, but we had no idea we were going to have a basketball team.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, tell us a little bit about this particular routine.
Well, this is the routine written by one of the gals, Betsy Anderson. It's to music from the classics. Everybody knows the tunes. The girls write these routines themselves. They've done about 8 of these this year.
I must admit that in between sessions, they had a little warm-up out here, and some of the early fans that came out here saw the routine and thought a lot of it. They got a pretty good ovation just during their warm-up.
Well, they had a good time. They've been looking forward to this, and well, as you can imagine, this isn't like a normal basketball game for us. This is the game of the year for us.
How long has this organization been together?
Well, we've got about 7 seniors on this group, but they've been together for 12 years, ever since Jefferson opened. We're only a 12-year school at Jefferson High School, and they've been with us, of course, year in and year out, and we've had an excellent turnout for the flag and rifles.
Basketball is certainly featured. I know you're interested in the routine here. That's why you're kind of turning around to see here. Basketball has been featured during this tournament, but there's so many extracurricular activities throughout the school year that are important to young people, whether they're basketball players, cheerleaders, or what have you. This is very important for the girls, isn't it?
Well, it certainly is. And at our school, about 80% of our kids are involved in extra activities. Activities like this, speech, theater, athletics, of course. Music, kids are involved. They love it. They love it. I hope we never are without it.
This is kind of a tough time for high schools, and a lot of things are uncertain in the next couple of years, but it's good to see this year that so many young people can participate.
Well, it certainly is, and I hope, like I say, I hope it continues.
Now, you've been involved in this group for how long?
I've been at Jefferson for 12 years, and this group has been in operation since that time.
I mean, you've been responsible for it throughout the entire 12 years?
Yes, I have, and I've been very proud of it. They've been in Florida. They've been at 2 Rose Bowl appearances. They've been at Texas Stadium for a Vikings playoff game in the NFL. They've done some traveling. They've worked hard.
What do they have coming up? Do you have any dates up in the future for us?
Well, we're leaving a week from today for 9 days in Florida, at St. Peter's.
Maybe you had an extra ride on the bus or anything?
No, we're taking, well, we have half our band here tonight. The other half played for the hockey tournament. So we're taking 270 students to Florida next Friday for 9 days for performances all over Central Florida and, of course, the 10th anniversary of Disney World. So the girls are going with us, and along with 190 musicians as well.
And after that, any other firm dates set?
Well, we're shooting very hard for Israel with our concert band in 1983, so we're busy.
Earl, thank you very much for stopping by. People are getting a good look at your group of girls, and I'm sure you've got great reason to be proud.
Thank you, Dick, very much.
All right. Tom, back up to you.
We're back at halftime. Duluth East leading by 3. Kenny, any stats there of note?
I'll tell you the biggest stat, Tom, is much what we figured would be rebounding. Duluth East at 24, the Jaguars only 12. The Dudeks just about tell the story right there.
Yeah, they really do, no doubt about it. The pressure that Jefferson put on early defensively was telling, and they seemed to be hitting, but then they cooled off, and I believe Duluth East hit on about like 13 straight points. So they really looked good during that stretch. This has been about the kind of ball game we thought that it might go. Anything else there in the way of stats?
Actually, both teams are a little tight. Duluth East only shot 40% from the field. Bloomington Jefferson shot 37%. So I think both teams kind of came out with such a low-scoring first half. Matter of fact, the first quarter was the lowest-scoring quarter we've seen in championship play. I think both teams kind of feeling each other out.
All right, we have another half to go. Only 3 points separate these two great teams, and the bundle, all the marbles, well, they're still on the table. We want to remind you once again that this is the 1982 Minnesota State High School Boys Basketball Tournament. We are just moments away from the second half. Championship game, AA between Bloomington Jefferson and Duluth East. Tom Ryder along with Dick Kramer. Statistician Kenny Resnick. By the way, I'd like to thank my wife Ann for putting together a nice feed for our WTCN television crew in between sessions here today. We all met up in the press box, and boy, did we eat good. I tell you, it was delicious.
I tell you, that pie that you made was just delicious.
Well, Dick, I don't want to break your heart, but I didn't make it.
You didn't?
As if you didn't know.
Okay, look at their starting lineup. Duluth East, Brian Dudek.
I tell you, it's an honor just to be connected with this crew here doing this. This is a dream for me to be doing a state tournament. I've done Illinois tournaments on radio, and last year was the first time on television, and after being away from play-by-play for 13 years, and some people say it sounded more like 20, but I tell you, just having a ball. This is a thrill of a lifetime for me. Here we go. Lynch and Brad Dudek. John Lynch. Tip. Jefferson. They trail by 3. Third quarter underway. Lob pass. Too high, intended for Hill, and pulled off there by Brad Dudek.
I think Jack Evans may have said at halftime, look, let's try to work something inside, because frankly, it's not working from the outside. They just have not been as hot from the outside as they would like to be. What they may try to do is kind of pull Dudek out and work for something underneath.
That is Brian Dudek. He has been tough. 8 points. 5-point lead, Duluth East. Really, Jefferson inability to hit consistently from out court has hurt them. Down under Hill, it went in, and a foul. Boy, did he move. He got that ball and was gone. Bucket count. Brad Dudek got the foul, his second.
The philosophy is if you can't go over the guy, go underneath. And that's what Hill did here. Gets the feed.
Hill shooting.
and kind of worked it under his arm a little bit.
Well, I tell you, that took courage to go in there against those guys like that. Bloomington Jefferson has been not too hot from the free throw line, and that is an area that 2 out of 4, an area that they have to be good at. Jaworski, high into the air, John Lynch. They're racing it into the front court. He is fluid motion. And a foul on Duluth East.
Going to call a block on number 10, Paul Norlander.
Norlander
believes he got position. Decides.
He didn't have it. You can see it right there. He was still sliding that foot to the right. John Lynch.
Lynch shooting.
Got it. Jefferson down by 2. 3 out of 3 from the line for the fluid operating John Lynch. And Jefferson is down by 1. Duluth East, 27, and Jefferson, 26 here. We're in the third quarter. 6:45 left. Montbrion trying to put some pressure on out there. He's number 33 defensively. Norlander for Duluth East. Pass. Well, that time the picket centered around Brad Dudek worked, and Jefferson going the other way. They have a chance to take the lead. Kingry all alone. Got it. He averages 1 point a game. They drill that one. And Jefferson leads by 1. That's Duluth East with the ball in white. The Greyhounds. Quick pass to Bryan. Oh, I like the way he moves. He is quick.
John Lynch got underneath to make a big block for Jefferson.
Lynch. Shot. Bounced twice. Fast break. 3-on-1. And good for Norlander.
Good return pass by Tom Fleck that time.
One thing coaches will try to tell players is don't race after a ball and blindly try to throw it back because the other team is liable to wind up with it. Duluth East with a 1-point lead. Kingry. Hill almost had a tap in there against the giant Brad Dudek. 7 feet tall. 5 minutes left, third quarter. Duluth East by 1 point.
Brad Dudek rather, has 3 players around him almost at all times.
Jaworski really rushed that shot. John Lynch came off with a rebound.
Next time down the floor for Duluth East, watch how Jefferson's collapsing around Brad Dudek.
Kingry, they're leaving him alone. Look at that. Now they close in on it. Hill fakes. Got it. Well, that time Brad Dudek, or rather Bryan, didn't try to go after him, and Hill was 10. And Jefferson leads by a point.
This is very similar in terms of scoring to our Class A championship game with the seesaw leads going back and forth.
Steal. John Lynch. Well, you don't hear much about him, but he's as good as any player in the state. Ability is not necessarily wrapped up in how many points you score. Montbrion blocked out of there nicely by Duluth East. Lynch banks it in. 12 for John Lynch, and Jefferson leads by 3. 3:20 remaining in the third quarter. I think a foul on David Kingry, it is, of the Jefferson Jaguars. His second foul.
Kingry, number 11.
Coach Jack Evans of Jefferson now making a substitution. Time out on the floor with a score. Jefferson 32 and Duluth East 29.
He's a 7-footer, but you don't see much of him there. Brad Dudek drawing a lot of company. You see Bloomington Jefferson doing a good job collapsing around the big guy. He's the guy that can really hurt them. And so far in the second half, they've done a good job keeping him away from the ball and keeping him away from the boards.
Dick, I'm not saying they're shadowing him, but he went over to the drinking fountain and 3 Jaguars followed him over there. Good-looking shot there by Tommy Fleck of the Greyhounds. Jefferson by 1. 3 minutes left to go, third quarter. Steve Hill runs into a mountain. That's Nelson, he got it. Oh, I tell you, we're looking at 2 thoroughbreds playing this title game here tonight.
Tom, I really believe that if this game is very close in the final stages in the fourth quarter, that Jefferson's going to have the advantage, at least from a physical stamina point of view.
That's Brian. Got it. He is the much quicker of the twin brothers, but he's 6 inches shorter than his giant twin brother Brad. 10 for Brian.
Steve Hill took a tumble, and Brian Dudek helped him up and asked him to make sure that he was all right.
Foul is going to be called on Duluth East, and we'll try to figure that one out, Dick.
Norlander, number 10. Does he get position? Absolutely not.
He really did, and he was still sliding to the right. And that's what it's all about. If you have position, they won't call it on you. Mark Nelson. Lynch.
Hill and Brian Dudek are really bumping there.
Brian. Hits. Can it go? No basket. Called a foul on Brian.
Foul is called on Brian, 33.
Like to see that one again. We have 1:54 left to go, third quarter.
Brian walked with the ball as he came down with it. A good steal, though. Just ran out of real estate.
Jefferson leading by 1 point. We have 1:50 left to go, third quarter. The fans in Bloomington on the edge of their chair. The fans in Duluth on the edge of theirs. Good-looking shot by Tom Fleck. That could be a key for Duluth if they can get shooting from Fleck, Jaworski, and or Norlander from outside. Really, Jefferson had not been able to hit from outside. That was John Lynch. Duluth East with a 1-point lead in the ball. We have 1:15 remaining, third quarter.
Tom, I do not have Brad Dudek with a point in the second half yet. Check with Kenny, but I think that's right.
That is right. Steal. Steve Hill. Will he try to go? Offensive foul on Hill.
Jack Evans doesn't believe it. Jack Evans does not believe it. You be the judge. Again, does he have position? It's Norlander again. Steve Hill driving.
He pushed him. Steve Hill pushed him with his left arm, I think, Dick, don't you?
That's what the call was.
Yep, he does. Good call. Good call. Steal from behind. Brian. Stolen back. Dive. They say it went out of bounds and will belong to Jefferson.
44 seconds left. It'll be interesting to see what Jefferson does here.
The exhaustion factor on a big man like Brad Dudek, I think, has to come into play, but he played 3 overtimes yesterday, and he got stronger. But he might be really tired from that, too. Whether he's tired or what, you got to be impressed, I'll tell you. Jefferson could take a 1-point lead if they can a bucket here. We have 13 seconds left in the third quarter. John Lynch 9 seconds. Got a screen. Got it. And time has run out in the third quarter with a score. Jefferson 36, Duluth East 35. We now enter our 96th quarter of coverage in this tournament here on WTCN Channel 11 with our courageous crew, and I'm glad to be a part of them. That's 96th quarter and 4 overtime periods.
Tom, a big statistic. Brad Dudek held absolutely scoreless in the third quarter. He did not even get the ball in an offensive position through the entire 8 minutes.
What was the scoring in the third quarter? It was 10 to what in favor of Jefferson? Outscored them 14 to 10. Duluth with the ball. Jefferson with a 1-point lead. The fourth quarter underway. No player has more than 2 fouls. Jump shot is a beauty by Norlander. All things considered, really, Jefferson has done an outstanding job on Dudek. He was really stopped in that third quarter.
Third charging foul in the last couple of minutes against Bloomington Jefferson.
Foul on Montbryan. Second foul on him.
Foul is on Montbryan, 33.
Duluth East, 1-point lead. All alone, jump shot. No good. Jump ball. That jump shot was by Tom Fleck. Brian Dudek felt that he was fouled. He will jump with Steve Hill. They're about the same size. Hill 1 inch shorter. Tip by Duluth, stolen by Montbryan. Will he try to make it? It goes. Goaltending. That was goaltending. They didn't call it, but Jefferson winds up getting the follow-up basket. Who got that bucket? Hill got it. Jefferson leading 38-37. Very low-scoring ball game. A defensive struggle, I guess is the best way to put it. Stevie Hill. Montbryan down the lane. Goaltending. The officials missed the last one. That one they got. The ball has to be on the downward arc.
Brad Dudek, number 52. You'll be able to see the ball. Montbryan goes in right there. Once it reaches its peak, it does not actually have to be on its downward trek. You'll get the call as long as it reaches its highest point.
Must have to be at the apex. Timeout call. Score. Jefferson 40, Duluth East 37. Ready to go. 6:19 remaining. Regulation time. Jefferson leading by 3. Driving. Brad Dudek got it. And a foul. They really worked that play to perfection. They pulled the zone over on the driving player, and Dudek was left alone. The foul.
Actually, what happened is they had the press on, and they did not recover in time. You see Montbryan trying to catch up there. The pass to Dudek. Again, he's an easy target. And a contact with the body and a chance for a three-point play and a tied game with just over 6 minutes to go.
If he makes it, it can tie it up. That was the second foul on Hill. I'm really surprised, Dick. I thought there'd be more fouling in this game. It's not really much fouling at all.
Part of that can be attributed to the fact that Duluth East did not get the job done getting the ball inside in the third quarter.
Brad Dudek. It's tied up. 6:08 left. Underneath to Nelson. Brad Dudek says, "I'll take it," and he did.
It was like a handoff. He didn't even jump.
Norlander got it. That's the key for Duluth East. If they can keep doing that, they would be very tough to stop. He has 7. 2-point lead for Duluth East. Montbryan. That's Nelson. They leave him all alone. Lynch got it. The defender fell down. Tom Fleck. We're tied again. 16 for Lynch.
This has been such a well-played ball game by each team.
There will be no losers in this game. We have 2 great thoroughbreds battling it out here.
The ball came off of Tom Fleck's foot, so Jefferson will get it.
Tournament attendance, as Dick said, 91,811. Nice going, high school league.
That's up over 6,600 from last year, and it's the highest attendance in 3 years.
Montbryan dumps it off. Kingery off the glass. Hook shot up, no good. Rebound, Nelson. Look at that, they're out rebounding him. They got 4 shots there. Who's the foul on, Dick? Did you get it?
I think it's on Brad Dudek.
Big Brad. 3. That's 3 on him.
Keep your eye on number 52. Jefferson will get 3 tries at it. There's one. There's a follow. Again, the shot was much higher than ordinary because of Dudek, and they're calling Dudek for holding underneath.
Oh, he didn't get much of him, though.
No.
I'll tell you, that was the narrowest of margins on that call. Nelson. And Jefferson leads by a point. We're down to 4:46 in regulation time. 3 for Nelson.
Both teams will go into the bonus now.
Mark Nelson. Missed it. Rebound, Brian Dudek. They clear it out of there immediately. They don't want to mess with the Jefferson press.
You can see in the corner of your screen how much
Big Brad
attention Brad is getting.
off the board. Rebound by Hill. 4.
Tom, I think it's just been so long since Brad Dudek has shot that he's cold.
Forgotten what the ball feels like. Jefferson by 1 point. Montbryan. Jefferson has not, the only one hitting from outside is John Lynch. That's Hill. Goes up. Brad Dudek on the rafters for the rebound. Duluth East. Foul called on Montbryan. Both teams in the bonus. What a ball game. But did we expect anything else?
Foul on Montbryan, number 33.
3rd foul on Montbryan.
Black was good.
Brad Dudek has only 3 points in the last 14 and a half minutes. That is remarkable.
You can see why when East has the ball. Look for the blue jerseys around him.
Free throw is good, and we're tied up again. Tom Fleck. 3:47 left. Missed it. Rebound. Battle. Brad Dudek. Battle. Foul on John Lynch of Jefferson.
Brad Dudek gets the rebound, puts up his shot. This is the first time. Gets the rebound again, and there's an awful lot of traffic under there.
Timeout on the floor with a score. Jefferson 43, Duluth East 43. We're all tied up, 43 all. Tom Ryder with Dick Bramer. The old staple splash down there at midcourt.
Tom, I think we got to start thinking about the prospect of putting in overtime again here. 43-43, 3:42 left. Neither team has been able to push out to much of a lead. Each team has had their chances. Equal number of leads.
Duluth East can take the lead. That's big Brad Dudek. How many points? We have him with 15. Only 3 of those in the second half. That's a tribute, really, to Coach Jack Evans of Jefferson. Got it. Bounced around and went in. And Duluth East by 1. The big guy up with it. Got that. Jefferson now needs a bucket to tie. Bryan. John Lynch. Got it. Boy, what a player. 18 for Lynch. They haven't gotten it in the front court. Now they do. We're tied up. Black. Into Big Brad. To Brother Brian. Batted away. Bryan. Will he try to go? He does. Scores! What body control by the senior guard. And Jefferson leads by 2. We're under 3 minutes. Hold on to your chairs, gang. Duluth East. Good goal by the official. Bryan knocked it out of bounds.
There could have been a foul called underneath there, too. Bryan kind of sneaked in at the last second there.
Black.
Look at the company Brad Dudek is drawing.
That's Bryan. Rebound. Hill. Jefferson with a 2-point lead. And the Surgeons are at it again. I don't know what else to call them. They play like Surgeons. Lynch. Got it! 49-45.
Irv St. John wants a timeout.
20 points for John Lynch. By the way, as this tournament, this AA tournament draws to a close, we at WTCN Television would like to thank the Minnesota State High School League staff for their assistance during this outstanding tournament. Executive Director Murray Frank, Associate Director Marv Helling, Tournament Director Orv Bees, Publicity Director Larry Larson, been a great help, Assistant Director Northie McIntyre, and ticket managers A.B. Stroman and the late Al Paganoff, who died only yesterday while attending consolation games. It's a wonderful group of people. We thank them, and it's an honor to be working with them.
This is a very big possession for Duluth East because if they don't score this time down the floor, Jefferson gets control. I'm pretty sure we'll see Jack Evans try to take some time off the clock and go into the stall. Both teams are in the bonus. I think East has got to score this time down the floor.
Jefferson was not supposed to be here. They were supposed to lose to North, according to the experts. They won that by 10. St. Cloud Tech was supposed to beat them. They won that by 3. Duluth East was favored here, and it's a ball game. 2 super ball clubs. Duluth with the ball. That's Bryan looking for Brother Brad. Underneath, jump ball.
Brad Dudek committed the big man's sin. He took the ball to the floor. He had it in perfect position to take it to the hoop, put it down to the floor instead, and got it tied up.
Big jump ball right here, gang.
Big is right. Look at the guys.
Tip control, Duluth East. Norlander. We're at 1:48. Brad Dudek. He got the rebound. No basket foul called before the shot on John Lynch. 1:45 left. Jefferson leads 49-45.
Quite obvious what Irv St. John said in the timeout. Said, look, we got the biggest guy on the floor. Let's start using him.
Brad Dudek, 3 out of 3 from the line. What was that substitution? I think Fleck went out and Mike Nelson went in. Got it. Pressure, free throwing right there.
Yeah, he's an awfully good-looking free throw shooter.
He really is. It's obvious he shoots a lot of free throws. Got people hanging all over him probably in every game they play. Perfect. Dead center. Duluth East with only a 3/4 light press. Montbryan. Offensive foul on Montbryan.
Norlander is really taking a beating. He spent half the second half on the floor, and he took one hard on the elbow that time. That is the 4th, by my count, at least the 4th charging call on Jefferson in the second half.
Most of them have been called by that one official. Here's a steal by Jefferson. 2-on-1. Kingery. Traveling is going to be called, I think. Yep.
Kingery tried to stop and tried to fake at the same time. Lost his footing just a little bit.
1:34 left. Jefferson leads by 2.
Mark Nelson will have his work cut out.
There's the turnover. He turned it over. Jefferson gets it back. Boy, I'm telling you, this is unbelievable. These last 2 days, I've never seen anything like it. Jefferson's going to call a timeout. Holy mackerel.
Tom, I was going to say Mark Nelson really has his work cut out for him. He's giving away an awful lot of height to Brad Dudek. It's quite obvious what Duluth East wants to do with the ball when they get it. Same thing they wanted to do against Chaska when they got it late in the game. Brad Dudek is their money player. Bloomington Jefferson knows it. Everyone in the stands knows it. He will handle the ball and provide 90% at least of any offense that Duluth East will get here in the final moments of the game.
There's what the tournament's all about, the fans who come to see it. Fans here from Bloomington, Jefferson, from Duluth East, all over the state, enjoying the basketball. Dudek coming back to life in the 4th quarter. He has 7 points. We have 1:28 left. What do you think, Dick? Jefferson gonna... They got to put a little frosting on the ball, I would imagine, simply because of the size disadvantage. They got to try to make Duluth come out and foul. And they're much smaller. Boy, look at that effort by Duluth East. I mean, they almost got it. Norlander, how about that hustle?
Pointed out just a little while ago that he spent half the game on the floor, it seems like.
Montbryan, who's had trouble with offensive fouls, has got to be thinking about it. Now they call it on Norlander. Norlander, who's been doing a good job of setting up on those. He wasn't anywhere near set.
Norlander's number 10, Montbryan's number 33.
See, he's still moving. That's what you call being set in midair.
Montbryan was
Greg Montbryan. He got it. And Jefferson leads by 3. 1:21 left. 9 for Montbryan. Concentration. Got it. Big free throw shooting right there. 119.
foul is on number 35, Hill.
That is a full foul on Steve Hill.
That's the kind of foul Jefferson didn't need. 1:17 left. And the second foul on Hill. Norlander, 5'10" junior to the line.
Norlander was good.
He's 1 out of 2 to this point. Got it. points for Norlander. He averages 5 a game, so he has played a good game all over the floor. He got that one. 51-49. Jefferson now trying to get the ball in the front court.
Norlander needs some help.
Mount Bryan, again Norlander. Good call by the official. Norlander has gotten really pretty good action out of that maneuver, but he just wasn't set that time nor the last.
Well, I tell you, it brought Irv St. John off the bench. I contend that is the hardest call in basketball to make.
It really is. It's miserable to make. Mount Bryan, 2 for 2. Got it! Well, I don't know what's running through his veins. He's like he's just out on a Sunday walk. He just walks up, drops it in. All that's for stake is the state championship. Got them both. 53-49. Jefferson, a minute 10 left. Long pass. Driving. Shot rolls off. And a scramble. Jump ball. Boy, it's getting rough down there. It is getting rough. Nelson. Mike Nelson for Duluth East. 6'1", jumping with Mark Nelson. 6'3" for Jefferson. So the Nelsons, not a family on this go-around here.
Mike Nelson completely ignored Brad Dudek that time on the break.
We're under 1 minute. The tip, Jefferson. Mount Bryan says slow it down, hold it down.
Got to wait for the pass if you're Duluth East, then foul. Mount Bryan's too hot from the free throw line. Get him now.
Kingery back to Mount Bryan, 45 seconds. That's
You
John
got to
Lynch.
foul. You got to foul.
Lynch. They still are not fouled. 35 seconds. There's the foul. And they foul Mount Bryan, who's been hotter than a pistol.
I don't quite understand that. You got 4 points to make up with 45 seconds left, and you let 10 seconds run off the clock.
There you see one of the masterminds there of Minnesota high school basketball, Jack Evans. He won the AA title in '76. Mount Bryan, we've gotten at 18. I should know that because all I've done is watched him grow up throughout the years. He is 4 out of 4 in this quarter from the free throw line. 35 seconds left. There's no telling who the winner's going to be yet. We learned that yesterday in the Chaska game.
If you're Duluth East, you're plotting your strategy on a miss. Because if he makes and keeps making, there's very little you can do about it. You'll be down 6 points with 35 seconds left. I would hate to be Mount Bryan right now to have to sit and think about this. He's 4 out of 4 from the free throw line. He's hot. He wants to go up and shoot him right away. He doesn't want to think about him.
Oh, I don't know. Just at home, picture yourselves being placed in pressure like this and the way all of these kids are playing, whether they're wearing the white or the Columbia blue.
Mount Bryan shooting.
Greg Mount Bryan. $12 points. Can he do it again? Look at that. I mean, that hit nothing but net. 5-point lead, Jefferson. 35 seconds left. Greg Mount Bryan. Perfect. Perfect free throw shooting. Ball, a scramble. There's a foul before the shot. Gonna be, I think, on Jefferson. Gotta be. on Mark Nelson, his third. That ate up 7 seconds, so we're down now to 28. 55-49 Jefferson. Dudek, 5 out of 5 from the line. Didn't get it. Rebound, Jefferson. That was really a big rebound there. 20 seconds.
That'll be two. That'll be two.
And guess who they fouled? Jaworski got the foul.
This one is over with.
Dick, we said that yesterday in that Chaska-Duluth game about 5 different times, and we didn't get it. I didn't get it. I tell you, there was a time I said, well, Chaska, they're going to win it. Well, Duluth East, they're going to win it. They kept going on and on and on. 6 points can seem like a lot, but it can diminish so quickly. This is a crazy game. Can you believe Mont Bryan?
As long as he's at the line, this thing's over with. I don't care what you say.
Does he have electric sockets in his back? I mean, is he human? Can he be doing that? Well, this would probably do it. Got it. The amazing Jefferson Jaguars. 57. Duluth East.
What a stuff by Nelson.
It is all over now. 9 seconds and a foul. 9 seconds. Jefferson wasn't supposed to be here.
Mont Bryan really took a hard pop that time. But number 55, Mark Nelson, you would think that they play very cautiously, up by 8 points with 15 seconds left. Why take a chance of a three-point play? Nelson just swept the ball away from Paul Norlander.
I'll tell you, the surgeons have done it again. They had one more patient on which to operate, and it was the grandest patient of all. And they have taken out the appendix and a few other things, and without anybody even noticing it. How do they do it?
Mont Bryan was shooting.
There's a guy who did it. That's probably the same thing you were going to say, Tom.
That's it, exactly, Dick.
Get off the floor.
Got it.
I have it as 9 for 9 in the last 2.5 minutes of the game. Is that right?
Yep. If you can, try to get both he and John Lynch along with the coach after the game. I'm sure everybody wants to know what they have to say, because they did it. Stevie Hill was also marvelous up there. They all were. 5 seconds. Shot up. Beautiful looking shot. Jaworski. It's over. And the championship goes back to Bloomington Jefferson. 59-51. They're going to try to clear the mob scene off the floor. And while they're doing it, we're going to remind you that is the end of the game with a final score. Jefferson, 59. Duluth East, 51. now. We're back. We're getting ready for the award ceremony.
Silver medal.
Now to Julie Pope.
And the Class AA second place trophy will be awarded to Duluth East. As I call players, please step forward and get your medal. Paul Norlander. Jim Rickus. Andy Peterson. Scott Supley. Mike Nelson. Dan Jaworski. Dave Drummond. Tom Fleck. Kyle Anderson. Brian Dudek. Bob Rocker. Jim Foster. Jeff Winkle. Scott Frankovich. Brad Dudek. Now will the captains come forward to receive Class AA second place trophy. We have one more medal, one medal for Jim Druitt, student manager. The Class AA champion, Bloomington Jefferson, have received their medals from Russ Adamson and Paul Moss. First, Tim Durham. David Kare. Mike Johnson. John Van Eschen. Emery Carter. Tim Lynch. Scott Thompson. Greg Montbryan. Steve Hill. Dave Ebner. John Lynch. Chris West. Dan Nevar. Eric Lundgren. Mark Nelson. Student manager Tom Ryder. Now the captains and the entire team will get your trophy. Being presented by Mr. Fred Switzer, President of the State High School League Board. That concludes the ceremony. Thank you and good night.
did you see the players from Duluth East applauding all of the Jefferson players? And the Jefferson players applauding Duluth East. They knew to respect their great opponents. My hat off to two great teams. Could have gone either way. In fact, I must tell you, I'm a little bit surprised it went the way that it did. But all year long, those Jaguars, the Surgeons, just kept operating and operating and operating. They finished with a 19-game winning streak. Now down to Dick Kramer.
We've got Jack Evans and Greg Montbryan with us. And Jack, first of all, we talked before the game. You said that you wanted to put a little pressure on the ball up the floor and sag in on Dudek. It worked like a charm.
Well, yeah, I wish I would have known that now, but yeah, we tried to do that consistently all night long, and these guys hung in there. Third day in a row, they've been on a full college court, and they were tired, but they didn't give up.
It seemed to me like Duluth East was just a little bit more tired. Maybe that had something to do with it.
Well, I don't know. We hope that maybe these guys had something to do with it, too.
Yeah, that's true. I got to ask Greg about the free throws. 10 out of 10, I think, in the last 2.5 minutes, something like that. Who taught you how to shoot free throws?
I don't know. I've been in a slump as of late, but I just relaxed and just tried to put the crowd out of my mind and sunk them.
Sunk them is right. 10 out of 10. You were in a slump. When did that start?
About midway through the season. Just lasted about 6 games, but I snapped out of it.
How many free throws you make this guy shoot in practice?
Oh, we usually shoot about 25 at the end of every practice, but that's true. He was one of our best free throw shooters. And all of a sudden, about 6-7 games ago, he had trouble. And he put a lot of extra time in it, and as you can see, it paid off.
I thought the turning point came in the third quarter. You held the ball away from Dudek or held Dudek away from the ball, whichever you prefer. You had 3 guys around him. He did not score a point in the entire third quarter.
Well, we were very conscious of him, and we tried to do the same thing the first half. We're just a little bit more effective the second half. Like you say, maybe fatigue set in a little bit, and that might have had a little bit with late passes or lobs or something, and we were able to keep it away from them.
Jack, we've said throughout the tournament that a lot of people didn't expect you to go as far. You've got to be especially proud of the fact that these guys really came through and played their best basketball in March.
Well, that's pretty good credit to these guys, the way they did it. A heck of a job.
The noise behind us, the first net went down. I'm sure the other one's going to be taken down before the evening's over. Congratulations to the AA championship.
Thank you very much.
All right. Greg, congratulations.
Thanks.
All right. A big celebration in Bloomington Jefferson probably tonight. I'm sure they're going to have one tomorrow. It'll probably go straight through. Tom, back up to you.
All right, Dick. We tried to get John Lynch, but he was busy cutting down nets. What a ball game. A reminder, this is the 1982 Minnesota State High School Boys Basketball Tournament. Well, after 96 exciting quarters and 4 overtime periods, this 1982 tournament, the 70th annual edition, has become history, and the champions are Winona Cotter, Class A, and Bloomington Jefferson, Class AA. Kenny, for the final time, the final stats.
Very quickly, Tom, for Duluth East, Tom Fleck finished with 5. Brian Dudek finished with 10 points. Brad Dudek had 19 for the game, but the big story, Bloomington Jefferson totally shut him out in the third quarter. Incidentally, Brad Dudek ends up as the 1982 state basketball tournament scoring leader with 75 points in the 3 games. Dan Jaworski had 8. Paul Norlander had 9 for Duluth East. For the champion Bloomington Jefferson Jaguars, John Lynch had 20. Mark Nelson had 3. Steve Hill had 12. Dave Kingerly had 4. Tim Lynch had 2. And Greg Montbryan had 18. 10 of 10 from the gift line in that all-important fourth quarter. And that pretty much told the story.
Just one thing I want to add here. I want to say to Duluth East, you're great. I thought you were going to win, to be honest. And the fact you stood out there and your players applauded those Jefferson players, you know, sportsmanship, I think is more important than winning, because quite honestly, Duluth East, there's no team any better than they are around the state. This game, could they play again, and it could turn out the other way. And the fact that both these teams, they shook hands, they applauded each other, and I think that they came out with maybe a lesson far greater than who won or who lost. For me, it's a great thrill because my son Tommy grew up, he's a senior at Jefferson, playing basketball with David Kingery, Greg Montbryan, Stevie Hill, John Lynch, Nelson, Tommy Durlam, and the list line goes on and on and on. And to think when those little dudes, when I was watching them play all those years ago, would go on and win the championship. They all grew. My son didn't, but he was happy to be team manager, and I'm thrilled for him. They will all go on now to other things, but they will have a night that they certainly can remember. I've had a great honor. I've been asked to be the MC at the Jefferson welcome home tomorrow, and I'm going to be there. No way I'm going to miss that, I'll tell you. To Duluth East, we're proud of you. To Jefferson, we're proud of you. All the teams here. Nice going, Winona Kare. They take home the Class A championship. By the way, at Winona, they're going to meet at 2 o'clock tomorrow in Winona. Kenny, thank you very much.
Thank you, Tom. It was really a pleasure and an honor working with a longtime friend.
It's hard to believe just how much fun this is and to work with our great WTCN crew. And it's my honor to be with Kenny Swanson and all of his crew. Once again, the final score. The champions from Bloomington Jefferson, 59. And the great Duluth East Greyhounds, 51. There you see the list, the crew. They've all been here. This is not just 1 week of coverage for all of us. It's 2 weeks. We say 96 quarters. That does not include last week, as far as I know. And they are durable, talented, and with them I have been able to fulfill a dream. And that is to be here on a night like this, sharing it with all of you out there. We hope you enjoyed this tournament. If your school was in it, you have a great deal of which to be proud. If you weren't in it, you have a great deal ahead of you to try to attain. My thanks to all of you, the crew, and those of you wherever you may be watching, for being part of this 1982 tournament. Good night, everybody.